Welcome to Vibrant Hair 101, your comprehensive guide to all things vivid hair color. My name is Elizabeth and I am a licensed hairstylist and experienced pink hair haver. Having brightly colored hair is a lifestyle. It's a trademark. It's eye-catching. It's a conversation starter. It makes you stand out from most other people. I'm known for my pink hair. Blonde highlights are gorgeous. A rich brunette is beautiful, but let me tell you, I've had pink hair for 2 years now. Strangers literally stop me in the street to talk about my hair. I carry my business cards everywhere I go because chances are someone's gonna ask me where I got my hair done. One time I was standing at the bus stop and a woman pulled her car over to yell out the window at me that she loves my hair. She stopped at a green light and held up traffic to write down my contact info. Vibrant hair is not for people who don't enjoy being the center of attention. Apart from your social status, having vibrant hair majorly affects your beauty routine. It is very high maintenance and caring for it is completely different from maintaining a natural color. Today, I'm gonna walk you through everything you need to know about achieving and maintaining brightly colored hair. Your hair needs to be a very light blonde in order for bright colors to show up. This is one of the main reasons why brightly colored hair is so much maintenance. Only about 2% of the world's population is naturally blonde. And if you want it to look really bright and vibrant, even natural blondes usually aren't quite the right shade to put a vibrant color over. This means that hair almost always has to be lightened first and then colored your desired shade. Lightened is a graceful word for bleached. This is known as a double process or multi-step color. Every time your roots grow in, they will need to be lightened first and then colored. Essentially, you're having your roots done twice in one appointment. This means you need to be prepared to spend about 3 to 4 hours in the salon every 6 to 8 weeks. 6 to 8 weeks might sound like overkill for salon visits. There are a few different reasons why you need to go to the salon so frequently when you have a vibrant hair color. You've probably heard that being blonde is high maintenance and involves frequent upkeep. Many different factors affect how well bleach will do its job, including heat. Bleach processes faster and therefore blonder with heat. Your scalp actually gives off a lot of heat. When you get all of your hair lightened from root to end, the first ½ inch or so by your scalp is going to process the fastest because of the heat that your scalp gives off. In the hair world, we call this hot roots. So if you let your roots go for 4 months and they're 2 inches long, the first half of your regrowth is gonna lift to a really super white blonde, and then the second half of it is gonna be a much more yellow and warm blonde tone. So all along my hairline and then right at my scalp all through here is where it lifted the lightest, and then as it gets further away from the heat of my scalp, it doesn't process quite as quickly, and you end up with a bit more yellow left in the color. So that's why we always say if you're getting on scalp bleach done, you want to do it about every 4 to 6 weeks. 8 weeks is where it's starting to push it, because the further your dark hair is from your scalp, the harder it's going to be to lift that to a really nice light blonde. So if my goal was to be a platinum blonde, then I would be doing my roots more like every 4 weeks, maybe every 6 weeks. But because I'm putting pink right on top anyway, even this part where it's a little bit warmer is light enough to put my pink over top. So for a beautiful, consistent color and healthy hair, frequent upkeep is a must. Sounds like a lot of time and a lot of money, so why shouldn't I just do it myself at home? Great question. Bleach is a very strong chemical product. Even the most high quality bleach applied by a professional will cause some damage and some breakage. The bleach that you can buy at your local drugstore or beauty supply contains much harsher chemicals than the professional product that your hairstylist uses. Box bleach is a one-size-fits-all solution. It's made to lighten 4 years worth of black box dye in the thickest, coarsest, curliest hair you can imagine. So when you just want to lift your natural medium brown color a few shades, the product is going to be way more powerful than necessary. At the salon, we have many different types of lightener and different strengths of peroxide that we can mix with those lighteners. We can customize your formula so that we only lift your hair as much as is actually needed for your desired result. We often even mix 2 or 3 different bleach formulas for one person's head. One for your natural regrowth, one for the dark band from the last time you had your roots done, and one for your ombre ends that aren't quite blonde enough. No box from the drugstore is going to lift all of that hair history to one consistent result. And this is why you see so many videos of girls running their fingers through their hair and it just falls out like spaghetti. It's tragic. Even as a trained professional, it's very rare that I'll lighten my own roots. Putting bleach on hair that's already been bleached in the past causes major damage. So when you're doing a root touch-up, you really want to make sure you don't overlap past where your regrowth actually is. It's really hard not to overlap the color when you're doing it on your own head, especially when you get to the back. You're never going to be as precise on your own head as a hairstylist will be. A hairstylist can also tell you exactly how to care for your color and give you amazing, high-quality products to take home and use. The other reason why you need to have such frequent salon visits is that bright colors fade fast. So going every 6 to 8 weeks not only maintains your roots, but it also helps to keep the rest of your color looking fresh. Vibrant colors are almost always done with semi-permanent hair color. This means that the color doesn't get mixed with an oxidative developer. It comes out of the tube looking like the color it is and goes straight on your hair with nothing else added to it. This type of color does not make a chemical change to your hair. It just sits on the surface. When we use permanent hair color, it is mixed with an oxidative developer that opens your hair cuticle so that it can make a change from the inside. Permanent hair color can actually lighten your hair by a few shades. It gives full gray coverage, and it can even out patchy color like that root band issue that we were talking about earlier. Semi-permanent hair color just goes slightly into the cuticle and tints the hair at the lightness level that it's at. Bleach opens the hair cuticle in a more aggressive way than permanent hair color, and that allows a semi-permanent color to deposit deeper than surface level. This is another reason why natural blondes are not a great base for vivid hair color. The cuticle is sealed down, it's really healthy, so the color can't get inside at all. It'll just sit gently on the surface and actually look more pastel. However, bleaching causes some permanent opening of the cuticle, leaving your hair much more porous than it is naturally. And this means that the color can also wash out quickly because the cuticle isn't sealed to protect it. So, with all of that science taken into account, vibrant colors fade much faster than permanent colors. All of these factors cause fading. Hot water, chlorine and salt water, shampoo, particularly drugstore brands that contain harsh chemicals and sulfates, low quality styling products, heat styling, UV rays, hair damage and porosity. Here are some steps you can take to keep your color vibrant as long as possible. Wash only in cold water. Avoid getting your hair wet in pools and hot tubs. Wash your hair less often. Once a week is ideal. Use Salon Professional shampoo and styling products that are sulfate-free and designed to protect hair color. Always use thermal protection when you're heat styling and try to keep the styling to a minimum. Apply products with triple UV protection before spending time in direct sunlight. Keep your hair healthy with weekly treatments and regular haircuts. I'm gonna explain each of those a little bit deeper. Hot water opens your cuticle and cold water seals it down. So cold water will help to protect your color from seeping out when you shower. I have a handheld attachment in my shower, so I use it to wash my body in hot water, and I always wash my hair over the side of the tub in really cold water. That way I can be all bundled in a towel and just stick my head in. Cold water just on your head isn't as bad as it sounds. It's when it's your whole body that it's really uncomfortable. Salt and chlorine are very hard on hair color. Avoid swimming if you can, but if you must and you don't have a swim cap, soaking your hair with regular tap water and applying some conditioner or leave-in product will make it so that your hair doesn't absorb as much of the chlorine or the salt water. Your hair is like a sponge, so if it's already full of another liquid, it won't take much of that pool water in. Keep hair washing to a minimum. Once a week might sound insane to you. A lot of the time, I go 2 weeks without washing my hair. I'm currently on day 7 since I washed my hair last. True story. Your natural oils are one of the best things for your hair and scalp. They help to keep them balanced and healthy. Your hair and your scalp want these oils. The more you wash your hair and strip those oils, your scalp will overproduce them to compensate. This is especially true if you're using a harsh drugstore shampoo. When you give it a break, your scalp will adjust over time and not produce so much oil. You can still take body showers, just try to avoid getting your hair wet. My handheld shower head is perfect for taking body showers throughout the week and not having to worry about getting my hair wet, but it's totally doable to take body showers without a handheld shower head. You just gotta be a little more creative. And shower caps are always an option. If you're an everyday washer, start with every other day for a while, then push it to 3, then to 4, and so on. Dry shampoo is a lifesaver when you're going through this process. My favorite is this one by Lonza Healing Hair Care, which is completely invisible when you spray it into your hair and doesn't leave that gross white baby powder feeling. When you do wash your hair, you want to make sure you focus your shampoo only at your roots. That's the area where your oils are produced and your ends don't really need to be shampooed. When you use a conditioner, you want to focus that just on your ends. Your natural oils are enough at your roots and you don't need need to put a conditioner there. Putting conditioner right on your roots will make you oily quick. Sulfates are an ingredient that makes shampoo lather. They give you lots of nice bubbles, but they're terrible for your hair and for your color. Some sulfate-free shampoos don't lather at all, but a lot of them have natural lathering agents that are color safe. My favorite shampoo of all time that I've been using for years is Lanza's Keratin Healing Oil Shampoo. It's color safe, but it also has keratin proteins to help strengthen and fortify your hair, which is great if you're someone who gets it bleached all the time. It's been 4 years and I'm still obsessed with this shampoo. All my friends love it, all my clients love it, you'll love it too. I always advise my blonde clients to use deep conditioning masks and treatments regularly. They really help to strengthen your hair and keep it from breaking. Strong and healthy hair retains color much better than porous and damaged hair does. My hair gets lightened all the time, so I use a deep conditioning mask every single time I wash my hair. This mask is also from the Lanza Keratin Healing Oil line, and it's a really nice, thick, deep conditioning treatment. After shampooing, I towel dry my hair really well, apply the mask to it, and let it sit for about 20 to 30 minutes before rinsing and conditioning. I also put Lanza's trauma treatment in my hair every single day, specifically designed to protect hair color, repairs damage, restores over-processed hair, and another keratin healing oil product, the keratin healing oil itself, I put in my hair actually twice a day, both in the morning and before bed. It's a super soft oil that absorbs right into your hair, doesn't leave it greasy. It makes your hair smooth and shiny and has 500 degrees of heat protection. This is my favorite hair product because you can put it in your hair if it's wet or dry. So it's great to put in before blow drying, but also before curling or flat ironing or whatever. Obsessed. You've probably heard a lot about sulfate-free shampoos, but many styling products actually contain ingredients that fade your hair color as well. For example, sea salt sprays have been really popular for a while now. A lot of them contain salt that's gonna strip your hair color and make your hair feel dry and brittle over time. So always use high-quality styling products by a salon professional brand. There are tons of products that are designed to protect hair color. A lot of them even have triple UV protection, which will help to prevent fading in direct sunlight. Every single Lanza styling product has triple UV protection. So the trauma treatment and the keratin healing oil that I mentioned earlier are both going to give you protection from the sunlight. But my favorite product to use for UV protection is the leave-in conditioner from Lanza's Healing Moisture line. It's a lightweight mist that helps to rehydrate your hair. You can just mist it all over and it's like sunscreen for your hair. Every time you have your hair colored, you're gonna see less and less fading. The color will build up in your hair with each application and eventually you won't notice much fading at all. Now that I've had this color for 2 years, I don't see much fading between appointments. So you might be thinking, why can't they just make vibrant colors that are permanent? Again, great question. I am not a chemist, but from what I know, there is something different about vibrant colors that makes them much harder to formulate than natural colors. There are some vivid colors out there that are permanent, but they're also basically impossible to remove if you want to change your hair. I've had some clients come to me with that type of color and they want to go back blonde, and no matter what I put on, the color will not budge. And at that point, your only options are to cover it with something darker or cut it off. In a lot of cases, it's actually a good thing that vivid color fades out. With my color, I have this bright pink at the roots for the first few inches, and then it melts into this more pastel pink on the ends. So as my roots grow out and get farther and farther down my head, I want the color to fade out so that it can be this pastel pink by the time it gets here. If this color didn't fade, my whole head would be bright pink by now. If you've never had bright colors before and you just want to start with something small, I'd recommend getting some peekaboo highlights. That way you can try out some little pops of color that are a bit easier to hide. If you're already blonde, another way to kind of ease into bright colors is to try out a pastel toner. Your hairstylist should be able to put a really pale pink or purple color over your blonde hair. That should wash out in just a couple of shampoos. That's how I started before I went full-on pink hair, and I fell in love with it and I've had pink hair ever since. So if you think you can handle the commitment, I highly recommend bright hair colors. I just think they're so fun and beautiful and add some spice to your life. Also, your hairstylist will love you because vivid hair colors are so much fun to do. So I know that was a ton of information, but I have it all written out for you in a blog post on my website at elizabethsparkles.com. There's a link in the description if you want to check that out. Well, thanks for hanging out with me. I hope you learned something. And if you've got any more questions, you can leave them in the comments. And please subscribe before you go so we can hang out again soon. Bye!